Cool. All right, everybody. My name's Alex. As you guys saw in the video, Foolies is a clothing company that I created a couple years back with a good friend of mine. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. So Alex Hans, grew up in Miami, Florida. Ended up at the University of Florida at some point in my life. Did my first degree in sports medicine. So I was hoping to be a physical therapist, but things changed. I had another passion, another craft that I wanted to get into. So my brother of another color and I was doing music, I was rapping, and he was my engineer. So I really was passionate about the music industry and the business, and I wanted to do a little bit more. So both of us kind of came up with the idea for the clothing company called Foolies. And then Foolies are people who are so driven, so passionate, so ambitious to chase their goals and dreams that they're called fools for trying to do so. And so we wanted to inspire the foolish, the driven, the determined people who wanted to change the world and do amazing things. So we wanted to empower those groups. So when we started everything, we didn't have an idea of what was going to happen, but this pushed me to wanting to do music even more. So I was like, man, I'm not really feeling the sports medicine stuff. I know I did that first, but I have another passion that I want to get into. So I decided to go to Full Sail University. That's where I learned recording engineering. That's where I kind of got another great start into the music business. So now I'm an engineer. So when I'm not doing the Foolies stuff, when I'm not doing my clothing company, I'm an audio engineer. I'm either doing a podcast show, so it's kind of like talk radio, if you will, interviewing other guests and people who are changing the world, or, like I said, running the business. So, blessing. My purpose here with you guys today is just to add some extra beat of encouragement for you. So when I was in middle school, what grade are you guys? What is this? Seventh grade. So when I was in middle school, I was a hustler, okay? And I was okay in class. I was kind of smart, but I like to play. I like to clown. I was cracking jokes. I thought I was cooler than everybody, just like you guys, right? We all think we're cooler than everybody, right? My man over here, coolest guy over here in the building. You see him in the corner. All right, cool. So I started selling chips and juice because I got tired of being broke. I was like, man, I need money. My mom passed away from breast cancer. My dad wasn't really there for me, so I was really broke. I was like, you know what? I need some money. I need to find a way to make some money. And I wasn't trying to sell nothing because that wasn't me. So I'm like, let me do something safe. So I was like, let me sell chips and juice and airheads and hot sausages and pickles. So I was moving weight in my way. So I was making money, making hundreds of dollars selling chips and juice. Crazy. I would buy them for like 25 cents a piece and then flipping. That's how I made my money growing up in middle school. And I was like, man, I want to do more. And I always wanted to do more. I was always different from my peers. I was always different from my classmates. I never wanted to do anything like my friends, and I didn't know why. So when I got into college, when I started off at the University of Florida, and I started doing music even more, and I started getting more passionate, I started finding out this whole concept about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs, people starting businesses, making apps, designing clothes, all this cool stuff. And I'm like, man, I could do this too. So I learned how to use Photoshop back in college. They had some free labs where we used the computer equipment. I started designing and creating stuff. So I was making party flyers for people. I was designing stuff for different student orgs, events. So if you guys throw an event or something like that around campus, I would make that flyer for it. And I didn't know what I was doing. I literally hopped on YouTube. My boy said, you can look up tutorials on YouTube to learn how to Photoshop. I was like, great, I'll do that. So I used to watch Photoshop tutorials on YouTube and learn how to actually create and design apparel, which that was what ended up happening eventually. Got into blogging, writing. I didn't know I was a writer, but a lot of people kept checking out my blog, going to my website. So I'm like, man, what else can I do? What else can I do? So I always had this spirit of being an entrepreneur. Always had this spirit of being different. Always had this spirit like I know I was put here for more. And so I started mentoring when I got to college because somebody looked out for me. Somebody looked out for me and made sure that I was taken care of. Because I'm from Miami, and from Miami we have this whole concept about not being friendly. Okay, we're not friendly. If I don't know you, don't talk to me. Right? That's what you guys probably do now, right? Does that make sense? If I don't know you, don't talk to me. Why are you talking to me? And so that's what we used to do in Miami. When I took that to college, and people broke me out of that. People shifted my thinking. They shifted my thought process. And I thought that the people who were uncool were actually the coolest. These guys and girls who I thought were super smart, that were the uncool people when you're in high school and middle school, you're thinking all the people who are smart are lame, they're not cool, like all they want to do is study. That seems really whack now. It seems better to have the coolest shoes, to be the fanciest in the classroom, the best hairdos. That seems to be the coolest thing now. I tell you, all those people that I went to school with that was cool, that was balling, that had the kicks, the shoes, the whip, everything, doing nothing. Not all of them, just some of them. And so I had to learn when I got into college that it wasn't all about what I thought it was. And so I had to have things shift, things change. So when I started doing music, we started making Foolies, I was like, man, this is a movement of people who are inspired, driven, passionate, and so passionate to change the world that they're called fools for trying to do so. Has anybody ever been called a fool for trying to live out their dreams? So do something great, you come up with an idea, somebody says you're a fool, you're stupid, you can't do that, you're not old enough, you're not this color, you're not that color. Anybody else? One person? Anybody else? Anybody else got a dream that somebody told you can't do it? Anybody? That's great. Nobody's unencouraging you guys, so that's phenomenal. So that means all of you guys are going to do amazing things. I love it. So what happened for me, and I got into this entrepreneurship world, this mindset, this life, these things that started shifting because I realized I could create something. Because I started meeting, once again, other guys and girls who were trying to be lawyers, but have this makeup line that they're pushing. They were trying to be doctors, but they wanted to be chefs, and they were doing their own thing. They were in school for maybe teaching, but they were playing sports, doing other things as well. So they understood that it was more than just this one thing. Other people with a lot of crazy ideas, ways to change the world. And you guys are, I'm sure, wanting to be basketball players, teachers, lawyers, doctors, start businesses, start makeup, hairlines, all this stuff. You guys can already start that stuff from now. You guys use YouTube. You guys say you're on this thing called Kick, Snapchat. You guys are seeing people go viral, right? Get famous, right? End up on TV, right? You see that a lot, right? Right? Yes? Yes? So you see people get famous. I'm sure you said, I could do that too, right? Anybody? So you've seen some people and you're like, yep, I could do that too. And you can't. You can't, but you got to know what you're trying to do. If you have a goal and you have a dream, you write those things down. You bring those goals, you bring those dreams to life. Because that's how it starts. So I wrote down some ideas and crazy things when I was younger growing up, and I didn't think any of it could happen, and now it is. Now I'm running a clothing company. Now I'm doing music. Now I'm an audio engineer. I'm helping other people do music. I can compose a little bit. I'm not that gifted on these keys, but I can do a little bit. I can arrange. I can help other people make music if need be. Now I'm actually giving back. So my clothing company has an initiative where every time we buy a shirt, a portion of what we make actually goes toward the annual scholarship. It's not fully established yet, but we want to make sure that we're giving back. Super important. So as I've gotten successful, as I've done a lot of amazing things in my life, I need to make sure I'm giving back. Coming into the classes with people that look like me. I remember being here not feeling encouraged, not feeling inspired, didn't know what else I wanted to do to change the world. I knew I had big ideas, but nobody believed in me. I didn't have anybody coming back in class to talk to me about starting a business. I didn't have anybody coming in class saying I could do this, I could do that, I could be a ball player, I could do this, I could do that. Nobody came back. I was like, you know what? Let me be the change. Okay? Let me be the change that I want to see in this world. Let me start here. Let me come back to the classroom and talk to you guys. Because I needed that growing up, and I didn't have it. My motivation was somebody telling me I suck. So if you told me I suck, if you told me I was a whack, I was going to prove you wrong. Is that anybody in here? Somebody tell you suck, you're going to prove them wrong, right? That is great motivation. So if anybody tell you suck, you can't play ball, you can't read, you can't sing, you can't dance, prove them wrong. Okay? Because these are what we call haters. They still exist. Haters have been around since the dawn of time. Okay, they're going to keep hating on you. Every time you get greater, they're going to keep hating on you even more. They're going to keep trying to take you down even more. Why? Because people just don't have lives. They have nothing else to do with their time but to tell you what you can or cannot do. And that wasn't me. So anytime somebody told me, I literally remember being in elementary school, and the teacher told me I was never going to have friends. In elementary school, I'm like this tall. I'm not that much taller, but I was this tall. And they told me I wasn't going to have friends. In elementary school, they're like, when you grow up, it was a teacher too. It was like, when you grow up, you're not going to have any friends when you get to college. What? Like, what is that? You talking to a kid. And I'm sure you guys have been told some of the same things growing up as well. You can't do this, you can't do that. That's not going to happen for you. You don't have any money. And I will tell you that we started this business with $0 in our pocket. We had a laser inkjet printer. We printed off the word Foolies and ironed it onto a shirt. That was it. Before we knew how to use Photoshop and really getting to the point of like hiring designers and other people who can actually do stuff for us, I had no idea what I was doing, didn't know about business, didn't have money, wasn't the smartest kid in the world. So I don't want you guys thinking either that you gotta be the smartest, you gotta be the tallest, you gotta be the prettiest, gotta be this, gotta be that. You don't have to be any of that. If you have an idea, and you have a dream, it's all possible. But you just gotta believe in yourself. Everybody touch your head, here, everybody hold your head, okay? It starts in your mind, okay? Anything that you want to do, it starts up here. If you tell your brain, I can't do that, it's going to be true. If you tell yourself, nah, I suck, nah, I can't lose weight, nah, I can't get stronger, nah, I can't do this, nah, I can't do that, it will continue because that's where it begins. If you want more money, who would like more money in here? right? Because maybe you want to help mom, dad, the two teachers, mom, dad, family members. Maybe somebody's battling with a disease. Maybe somebody's sick. You want to help them, right? There's some people that you would genuinely want to help, right? You don't necessarily just want money for yourself. You would actually want to help people. You can do that. I literally know 12, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds running companies, running nonprofits, feeding homeless people, in the street, working, grinding. They're in school. After school, they're working. They're waking up before the sun. So especially if you're in here, raise your hand if you want to be a ball player. NFL, NBA, maybe Major League Baseball, whatever. Okay? So first thing for you gentlemen in the room, if y'all aren't waking up before the sun and grinding and working out before you get up, you suck. And let that motivate you and push you to be greater. You suck. I can't play ball anymore. I'm a wrestler. I can't play ball anymore. But I will learn to play ball in school, all y'all, if I really wanted to. And let me challenge you. So that wake up, all right? Because LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, all them people waking up 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. They hitting the weights, doing push-ups, doing sit-ups, getting to work. Steph Curry, 2 balls on the basketball court. Can y'all do that? Can y'all both ambidextrous, moving both hands and training himself? It's a mental game. It's a mental game. You guys are all in this mental game. You're playing it. And so especially if you're an athlete, everyone else too, if you got a goal in your dream, wake up. Start looking at people who look like y'all. Get on Google, get on Facebook. Look up black doctors, black lawyers, Latino doctors, Latino teachers. Find these people who are doing amazing things. I've written books. They told me I couldn't write books. They told me I couldn't do it, and I proved them wrong. Somebody's like, writing a book, you'll never get it published. It'll probably take years. I did it in like 6 months. I wasn't working. I just finished massage therapy school. I do a lot of stuff, so I just finished massage therapy school, and I was like, I'm going to write a book. I don't even know what I'm going to write about. It was a book about massage. It's called Baby Rub My Back. It's all about like couples and massage therapy. And somebody was like, you can't do it. And I was like, I'm going to figure it out. And I did an ebook. So that means it's just online. You can look it up on like Kindle or Amazon or whatever. So I wrote one book, and I wrote a second book. And somebody else told me I couldn't write. They was like, yeah, you'll never be able to write a book. So I sent them the link to the first one. And I was like, I'm working on the second one. And that's just me. That's how ambitious I was, because I knew that nothing could stop me. My mom put a lot in me before she left this earth. So I'm making sure I'm putting in the work that my mom actually started. And you guys can do the same thing too. Literally, I Google everything. How to start a business, Google. How to start a makeup line, Google it. How does LeBron James train? Google it. All this stuff is available for you guys on social media, on the websites, on these different platforms. You guys all have smartphones, right? Right? iPhones, Samsungs, whatever, right? You guys all have a business in your pocket. You can literally make you a free Tumblr account today, a free WordPress, a free Blogger, a free Twitter handle, and you can start tweeting out stuff right now to get yourself to a new place in your life. If you rock somebody's shoes, you guys are wearing Nikes and all that stuff, every time you post those J's that you just got, you just marketed for Jordan and his company. You just marketed for Nike. Anything that you're wearing, you just advertise for somebody else's business. So technically, you guys are all advertising geniuses. Did you know that? You guys are actually all advertising geniuses. Anytime you wear anything, your hair, nails, shoes, whatever you're doing, you're promoting for somebody else. You guys all use Kik, right? Right? Some of us, well, whatever. So somebody's making money to produce Kik. That is a website. That is an application. You can go to codeacademy.com or Code School and learn how to code for free. You learn how to code, you learn how to program, you learn how to create the apps. Have you guys ever thought about creating an app, like anybody? A couple of us? Cool. So you can learn those things for free. But the only difference between you and Oprah, you and Damon John, you and Lil Wayne, you and Kendrick Lamar, is that they are willing to work and work hard and work endlessly and work tirelessly. And they've gone through a lot. You guys don't hear about their struggles no more. You're seeing their successes. They've been in the game 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. They're willing to put in the work. They're willing to do the things that everybody else doesn't want to do. You guys want to work somewhere one day in your career and craft? I'm sure somebody wants to be a doctor or a nurse. Volunteer. Find out a way. Get a ride. Do something. You need to be working your behind off. Ride your bike. Get some skates or rollerblades or something. They got Segways. Segway your way to somebody's volunteer place and work and do something. Start now because you guys have the time. You said you're in 7th grade. What is that, 12, 13? 11, 12? Okay, cool. So I'm 28, all right? Imagine 12, what is that, 14 years? Imagine if for the next 14 years of your life, He was like, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna put in the time. I know these classes can sometimes suck. Trust me, I've been here, not to this school, but I was in Miami. School doesn't get fun per se, but you just have to keep knocking through it. You gotta keep working hard because there's an understanding of the skill sets that you're gaining here is setting you up for your future. It's setting you up for greatness later. Some of this stuff might not make sense. Some of this stuff you might actually never use again. That's okay, because when you're here and you leave, you're still working. Before the sun gets up, you're still grinding. You're working on something, you're coming into class, you're knocking out these A's, and you're trying to do well in these school things, and whatever this is, so that when you get to high school, you're doing the same thing. When you get out of high school, you can pay for your college full ride. You guys can start businesses right now and literally end up paying for your entire college career free of charge for you walking in. Yeah, you had to work and grind and put that in there, but you could be creating something right now and end up in college off the strength of your businesses that you created, your nonprofit. You could already be in magazines, newspapers, people seeing you guys and girls on billboards already because of what you start grinding and working on today. So I can keep going on and on. I'm very passionate. I'm sweating. I'm hot. I'm black, so I sweat a lot when I start moving too much and start talking. You guys know how that is. For some of us who like to move a lot and start talking a lot, you guys love talking, I'm sure. But any questions? Well, give it up for our camera operator over here. Woo! All right, you can start.